this guy was very high on this drug, and he just comes down and just like that.
Yeah, he hit me with one hand, he hit me with another on both my legs. And I didn't know that anything had gone wrong. I was on the phone, so I'm like still shouting at him, what are you doing? What are you hitting me for? Then as I'm on the phone and he's gone downstairs, I'm thinking, why is one of my legs feeling really weird? Like, it don't feel normal, this. Do you know when you get pins and needles?
Yeah.
It was worse than that. It was hurting that bad. I had to look, I'm looking and I'm thinking I've been stabbed.
Hey guys, it's your girl Nyawa, and we are back at it again with the 10-question game. Today we're joined by the lovely Travis.
Hi guys.
Hey, what's good?
I'm alright, thanks. You okay?
That's
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah. Alright, so you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, great. What would your autobiography be called?
It'd have to be called ADHD and Me.
Why?
I have ADHD and a lot of people find it like very hard to struggle with.
Oh, okay.
And I find it very easy. I love life and I just go around and I do whatever I'm doing, and while I do it and I'm like,
Yeah, love that. Great. If you were an animal, what animal would you be and why?
a monkey.
A monkey? Oh,
Monkey.
why?
It's the way they jump through trees and, you know, swinging.
And they're just carefree and they just live life.
And
I
they
love
sit
that.
and picking like
Yeah, I
air
think
and-
I would love to be a monkey too. They just do their thing. They just go about their business. Name an embarrassing thing that you do that no one knows.
Probably peed in the swimming pool or something.
You know what? I think everyone's done that. I know I definitely did that as a kid. Everyone's done that.
Have you?
Yeah, everyone's done that. You know, sometimes you can't be bothered to get out of the pool and go to the... Listen, you got to do what you got to do
I'd
sometimes.
say that's most embarrassing one. It's gotta be.
Okay, what's your secret talent?
I want to be an actor, so
Oh,
I've started
really?
acting, yeah.
Oh, wow. What's your guilty pleasure?
I don't know if to say the music artist Shensia, you know the dancehall artist Shensia?
Does she do the splits and everything?
Yeah, she does.
I wish I could do the split. You know what? Okay, when is the last time you kissed someone?
Oh God, about a week ago.
Oh, wow. Was it on a nice date? Was it just
No,
spontaneous?
no, it was just drunk.
Oh,
One of them moments.
What is your favourite pickup line?
Grab your coat, you've pulled.
Say it again.
Grab your coat, you've pulled.
You pulled. Oh, is that like a Sheffield?
Yeah, a bit.
What did you say? Grab your coat.
Grab your coat, you've pulled.
You've pulled?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next time I'm at a club and I see a guy, I'll be like, grab your coat. No, I don't think that might not work in London. That really might not work. If you could be any age again, what age would it be and why?
I'd think 18.
18.
Because that's when I first started out my life, what I'm living now, and there is things I would like to change from being 18 to now. So I think I'd take it back to 18.
Have you ever stolen from someone and
Stolen?
why? Yeah.
I think I used to shoplift when I was a child, pinch chocolates and sweets, but that's...
I think
like,
everyone's like stolen the 1-2 grapes, like just one.
Yeah, just you'd go in and you'd think, just that one.
Can you say celebrations while biting your tongue?
I can't do that, I can't do that.
You can, just...
Oh, listen.
Alright, thank you so much,
Thank you very
Travis.
much, thank you.
Alright, say bye to the camera.
Goodbye,
See you later.
goodbye.
Hello and welcome to the Justeve Show. This is a show where we talk to inspirational personalities, people who have been through a journey, coming to where they are now and where they are likely to be in the future. My guest today on the show will probably be the next Prime Minister. And I'm intrigued to know why. Even though his life's journey is not that long, but he has a lot to say. So if you would please welcome to the Justeve Show with me, Travis.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm glad that we finally got you here.
I'm telling you, it's been a long time coming.
Long time coming. Okay, I know we don't have to go too far back, right? But I will take you back to your childhood.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Growing up, I had a mom, I had a dad, and then my mom and dad separated. My dad moved to New York and my mum stayed in Sheffield, so it was a choice between stay with mum or go with dad. So I stayed with mum. Sometimes do I regret not going with dad? No. because my mum provided me with the best childhood that I could possibly ask for. Schooling, everything I needed, education. Even though I turned out to be a little bugger at the end of it, my mum still did everything she could have done. So when I sit back and I look at my childhood, I think, did anything need changing? Should I have changed it? No. Did anything need to be different? No. I'm happy with the way it went.
Okay. So, well, she gave you the best education that she could give you. What schools did you go to?
I went from being in nursery right up until the end of this school. I went to Obahor School, which is in my hometown, Sheffield. I was there throughout my whole life, so I knew all the teachers, the head teacher. My mum got on well with the school, I got on well with the school, my brothers got on well with the school. And then we went into secondary school, where it all went down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was there any kind of sibling rivalry?
Between me and my brother?
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm the middle brother, so I'd always be with my big brother or with my little brother. Them two always used to argue. We all argued, but because I was stuck in middle, I had to choose big one or little one. And sometimes it weren't fair to choose, so I used to argue in both.
Good one, good one. Okay, now you said it all went downhill when you got into secondary school.
Yeah.
How did that happen? And what happened?
Going through year 7 and right through till year 11 and leaving school, I got into wrong crowd. You know, class clown, sitting in class throwing pencils and pens at each other, not doing your homework, not listening to teachers, getting put in detention for hours and hours on end every other week. My mum would have to be ringing school up, look, he can't stay tonight, he's got things to do, and they'd be telling her, he's misbehaved again, he's got to stay. So come like year 10, 11, when I was ready to leave school, it were then that I realised I want to do something different with my life. I don't want to be like this, I want to be this big famous actor and TV star. So I started to tell everybody, look, all my mates, I'm not coming out no more, I'm going to be on TV, I'm going to get right to the top of the and I'm going to be on TV. And they all used to sit and laugh and say, no, you're not, no, you're not. And then when I turned 18, opportunity come along. Do you want to go on television? Now, I know it weren't a very good TV show. Benefits Britain, Life on the Dole, Channel 5 documentary. Although it made me a star of the show, that is another one. I regret some things in there, but I wouldn't change it.
Like what?
The way the perception of the public see me on that programme to how you'll probably see me now. On the programme, I go to a job interview, but I tell people I'm not looking for work. So it's a bit, you can see it's a bit edited and a bit false. Like now I'm saying I want to be Prime Minister and all these different stuff. It's because I thought, I look back at my life then and I look now and I think, I need to change it. And if I've got to become Prime Minister to change my life, then that's what I'll do.
Okay. What kind of, we're still in secondary school. What kind of, are there particular things you did or anything that is kind of grave other than, you know, the regular pranks of throwing pencils and stuff like that?
I got excluded for 2 weeks for setting fire to a school bin in year 8. Smoking.
Setting fire to a school? To
a school bin, smoking. Don't smoke, kids. Smoking at school were a big thing for all young uns.
Yeah.
All older ones were doing it, so all younger ones wanted to do it.
And at what age was this?
Well, year 7, so you're talking like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds. All doing it everywhere. So when I first seen it, my mum used to go absolutely mental at me not to smoke, even though she's a smoker herself. Don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. So when I got into school, I started smoking. I threw a fag after I'd smoked into the bin, not realising what had happened. I thought it maybe go out, I don't know what had happened. You see people putting fags out in bins at pubs and whatever, so I just thought it'd be the same, chuck the fag in the bin. Gone to my lesson and bin set on fire. I got sent home for 2 weeks.
Okay, so nothing particular happened when you said, okay, I'm not doing this nonsense anymore, I want to be a responsible young man. Did anything particular happen that made you change your mind?
Yeah and no. They were, basically when I was 15, there was this party and me and my brother were there, my mum were there, and everybody were drinking. I was only 15, bearing in mind, and somebody'd spiked my drink with drugs.
Oh dear.
Which resulted in me and my brother both arguing. My big brother now, I'm this big, he's this big, he's right at the top, he's nearly 6 foot odd. And he's coming at me and he's arguing with me, and I threw a knife at him.
Oh dear.
Threw a knife at him and it hit him in his arm here. And after that I thought, I've got to stop, I've got to change my life. This is it now, if I don't stop. My brother was screaming at me, you're going to go to prison if you don't stop. So I thought, I've got to do something with my life. I went to a program called Into Change. It's a boxing gym. I become a personal trainer there for young people. After a while, I volunteer for young people who were out getting arrested and doing crime, to changing their life into not doing crime. Basically, you come to our gym, we'll train you up, become a personal trainer yourself, do all these different activities, go and be. There were acting schools and there were all sorts that you could have done through this program. You change your life from being a criminal to being somebody that wants to do something, a composer, someone that wants to do something with their life.
That's good.
So that was that.
And then there was something you said happened about your friend. Do you want to tell us about that?
My friend?
Yeah, the one, was it you that got stabbed or?
Yeah, right, yeah. There has been quite a lot of stabbings recently in Sheffield. One where I was stabbed myself.
Let me just stop you there. We'll take a break right now. This is still the Justeve Show, an interesting conversation we're having here. We'll be right back after this.
Me and my mum had not spoke for 7 years, since I was 15, since when I threw the knife at my brother and it all went wrong. My mum fell out with me, I didn't see her, I ended up in care. So now I'm 22 and I got stabbed. My mum come back into my life. And basically, it was my mum's birthday that it happened. And every year now around 4th April, I'll have to think back to what happened. But on my mum's birthday, she comes, she's saying to me, look, I didn't expect this. I didn't want to fall out with you years ago, but the reason I did, you stabbed your brother and now you've been stabbed.
You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the Justeve Show where we're talking to a young man here who's at a very young age, been through quite a lot. And we're getting to talk about some stabbing incidents that has happened in his life, and we'll go on from there.
So in April, on my mum's birthday, me and my mum had not spoke for 7 years, since I was 15, since when I threw the knife at my brother and it all went wrong. My mum fell out with me, I didn't see her, I ended up in care. So now I'm 22 and I got stabbed. My mum come back into my life. And basically, it was my mum's birthday that it happened. And every year now around 4th April, I'll have to think back to what happened. But on my mum's birthday, she comes, she's saying to me, look, I didn't expect this. I didn't want to fall out with you years ago, but the reason I did, you stabbed your brother and now you've been stabbed. Do you see why I did this? And I was like, yeah, but what happened was, with the stabbing, my best friend had taken drugs. I were at an house with him, my ex-girlfriend's house, Chanel, and he just turned on me, he stabbed me.
Just like that?
Just like that. I was on the phone talking to one person upstairs, and he's come upstairs and told me to fuck off and stabbed me in the leg.
Okay, but this was because he was high on drugs?
He was high. Have you ever heard of Xanax?
Yes, I'll get to hear.
Nah,
I don't know
Xanax
what they...
is a horrible drug. It's a tablet, a prescribed tablet for antidepressant. I think it's a sleeper as well. One tablet, I have taken one tablet, and one tablet wipes you clean out. You're asleep for days.
This guy was very high on this drug, and he just comes down and just like that.
Yeah, he hit me with one hand, he hit me with another on both my legs. And I didn't know that anything had gone wrong. I was on the phone, so I'm like still shouting at him, what are you doing? What are you hitting me for? Then as I'm on the phone and he's gone downstairs, I'm thinking, why is one of my legs feeling really weird? Like, it don't feel normal, this. Do you know when you get pins and needles?
Yeah.
It was worse than that. It was hurting that bad. I had to look, I'm looking and I'm thinking I've been stabbed. I'm looking down and I had some black jeans on, a bit similar to these, and I'm thinking I've been stabbed here. Something's not right. Put phone down and I rang 999 and they're saying to me, can you try and find a wound? And I'm like, what do you mean, find a wound? She went, have a look for me, and I looked down and I seen blood. I went, I can't look, it's underneath the trouser, you know, where the skin is and stuff. I can't lift up that trouser leg and look, so if I see blood, I'm going to pass out. There was blood all over the floor. She said, I need you to look for you to get the right help. So I lifted it up. And as I'm on phone, I'm telling her what it was quite an open, wide wound. Ooh. It was really, really deep and it was horrible. A tendon, an artery, a nerve, and 3 muscles was severed. So I had a big operation. And when I looked down onto the floor and I seen the blood, I passed out on phone. But luckily for me, Chanel come upstairs, she wrapped up my leg, continued on phone with ambulance, and they got there within 7 or 8 minutes. Got to hospital within half an hour, and they saved my leg. I got told I'd never walk again, but I'm walking.
Oh, that's sad, but I'm glad you're well.
In Sheffield, there's been loads of stabbings. Like it's become a regular. I don't know if you have it in London and in...
It is. But let me just ask you this now that we are talking about it. You're a young person. What do you think, 1, is the root cause of all these stabbings, and 2, from a young person's point of view, what do you think we can do about it?
I think the root cause of the problem is genuinely young people, and not just young people, but it is a massive factor of young people picking up knives and stabbing people. And
why would a young person in the first place pick up a knife?
I don't understand it either myself. I've lost a couple of friends through being stabbed. I've been stabbed myself. And looking back at when I threw a knife at my brother, that is one of my biggest regrets. My brother knows that I would have never done that to him, sat in this normal state that I'm in now. He understands it because of people putting drugs in my drink and whatever. That I threw the knife, it was just the first thing near me, and I picked it up and threw it. It's not like I stabbed him. I just picked up the first object and threw it. It was only a bread knife, so it only stuck in and come straight back out. And it was just, it's about this big, and in no stitches around. I think he needed 1 or 2 stitches, but it weren't nothing big like my leg, or it weren't intentional like these people are doing on streets. 15 and 16-year-old boys killing each other in broad daylight, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, schools are finishing. And I just think if they didn't pick up them knives, we wouldn't have this problem. But the root of the problem is not these young people, it's not the people who pick up the knife. The government, the police, the social service, the system that deals with these people. One of my friends who got murdered, his killers went on the run for at least 5 months without getting caught. They got arrested and then bailed for 5 months without being charged or anything. And then there was another young boy, 15-year-old, stabbed to death in broad daylight on my area where I was living. And his murderer's just got 2.5 years in prison for manslaughter. Stabbed in broad daylight, 2.5 years in prison. What example does that set to the rest of the UK?
Yeah, we can do it and just
do it again. Do it again. When he comes out, he can do it again and do it. They're only doing 1/3 of the sentence if they go in guilty. And I've been in court. I went for a court case. I had to give evidence, obviously, with being stabbed myself. And the person who stabbed me actually got found not guilty. Not guilty of a GBH with intent. Now, that would have 8 years in prison, 8 years minimum in prison. And he got found not guilty. So from my point of view, it's not just these people who's stabbing and who's been stabbed that have the problems. It's the government, the police, social services, councils. There's so many systems in place to prevent it, and nobody's preventing it.
Okay, that's a very good point. I'm very happy you've been able to say that from your point of view as a young person. Now, you've said you want to be the Prime Minister. I have to ask how that came about.
In I think it was 2016, when I first ever appeared on UK television on Benefits Britain, I went on there and it was all about benefits and all about claiming money. And this programme, it was such a waste of Channel 5's money, but it did some good for me. It opened up my eyes. Now, obviously, for people to access benefits and claim benefits, there has to be some sort of system in place, a budget and things like that. And then I started to learn about Parliament and government. I was just turning 18, I wanted to vote. I voted for the general election, I voted for the referendum, the EU referendum. I actually voted to remain in the EU instead of leaving. Because I do believe, now look at the whole situation with the Brexit now. They're covering up the Brexit with other news articles. Last week we were, Brexit, deal or no deal. They can't leave without a deal and they can't leave with a deal. So we should have just remained. Now they're on about a second referendum. completely stupid. And then the other one was, so it was to do with voting and whatever, and then I wanted to set up my own political party. I actually spoke with Louise Haigh, Sheffield Labour MP, about how I could set up my own party, and she couldn't give me too much advice because she's a Labour and they don't want somebody to go out there and set up a party and take their job, so they don't want to give you too much advice. But I sat and spoke to her and I was like, I really do want to become a politician. I want to get into politics and I want to do something with my life. I want to be Prime Minister. After that, a week or two later, I set out a full manifesto with the Daily Star newspaper, and they put it in, and then it went to Sun and it went to all major newspapers. And believe it or not, I had quite a lot of people say, yeah, I would vote for you. Yeah, I would vote for you. Yeah, I would vote for you. So I do believe I would have a small, I wouldn't win the election, I don't think I'd win.
Yeah, but you will start.
I'd have a small chance, a very small chance, because people already were going, yeah, I'd vote for him. He's right, what he's saying. But all I do want to say is, in the future at some point, the UK does need to be looking out for me coming into the House of Commons and Houses of Parliament, because when I get something in my mind, I don't stop.
That's a good one. Okay, time's up. Just before we go, look into that camera for me and tell the young ones, all our viewers, just something that will probably inspire them, and of course about your vision.
So basically, all you kids at home, all you parents at home, I want you to all put down the knives, drop the knives. The main big campaign I have got going on at the moment is to drop the knife, or you will lose a life. That is the #1 thing I'm trying to get at to everybody. Don't pick up a knife. There's no need for it. If you want to argue, you want to fight, do it. Don't bring a knife into it. Go and speak to your mom, go and speak to your dad, or parents, speak to your children. They are in need of your help and you are completely blanking them. So go and speak to your children. And the other thing is, stay in education, always listen to what people have got to say and never believe what you read in the press.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome. Thank you. All right, that's our show for today. We've had such a lovely fun with our darling Travis here talking about his past and his vision. And we have to go now. I'm sure we're going to do this again sometime soon. I remain Evelyn Obahor. Goodbye and God bless.